Welcome to Daily Crypto, episode 44. It's an incredibly dynamic time in the world of digital assets, and today we're taking a deep dive into the latest movements and emerging trends. Our mission really is to cut through all the noise, pull out the important stuff, and give you that shortcut to being truly well informed. The crypto space is always buzzing, right? So if you're looking for those essential insights, you've definitely come to the right place. We're going to explore the current market conditions, unpack some major news stories, and look at some pretty fascinating predictions too.
Absolutely. And what's truly fascinating, I think, is just how quickly everything can pivot. The narratives, the market conditions, we're seeing some really significant price actions, yeah, but also these pivotal developments across the whole ecosystem. Let's really get into the why behind it all.
Okay, let's do that. Starting with a market snapshot right now, Bitcoin, BTC, has been trading, well, impressively around $118,211. That's a significant gain. And Ethereum, ETH, it hasn't just crossed $3,000. It's holding there at $3,009.11, also showing some notable strength. These aren't just numbers, are they? They tell a story.
They really do. Confidence, maybe.
Could be. Beyond those two, we're seeing interesting stuff with BNB around $689.26, Solana, SOL at $164.51, and XRP sitting at $2.63. And of course, for those of you tracking the, let's say, more volatile players, Shiba Inu SHI is at 0.00000013 Pepe, PEPE, at 0.30000009. The percentage changes are all over the place, but it's clear that meme coin action, for better or worse, it's still a factor.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
But it's so important to look beyond just the price tags, isn't it? These movements, they aren't random. If we connect this to the bigger picture, you can start to see some really powerful underlying catalysts pushing these numbers,
Yep.
especially for the bigger assets.
Right, catalysts. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting then. Bitcoin ETF inflows. We're talking billions pouring in, pushing BTC to smash new all-time highs, even past $118,000, and apparently without signs of overheating. Some on-chain data suggests there's even more upside. That scale of institutional money. Wow.
Yeah, billions. It's staggering.
And Smarter Web Company boosting its Bitcoin holdings to 1,275 BTC also made headlines. Another sign of corporate interest, right?
Exactly. And that on-chain data you mentioned, that's fascinating because it looks at the actual network health, not just sentiment. It suggests maybe this isn't just hype, maybe it's a more fundamental re-rating of Bitcoin's value. The institutional interest, especially through easy access things like ETFs, it's clearly playing a huge role. It reflects a maturing market perception. It really is a game changer.
Totally agree. And while that institutional money floods Bitcoin, Ethereum's holding its own too, breaking above $3,000. Interestingly, that came after the ETH Foundation moved about 21,000 ETH over the last couple of months.
That timing is notable. Shows internal confidence, maybe some strategic positioning.
That's what it looks like. Elsewhere, BNB is edging towards key resistance levels. That's fueled partly by a 1.59 token burn.
Right, the burn mechanism.
Right.
Reducing supply to potentially boost value. Classic tokenomics.
Yeah. Other big movers include Athena, jumped 25% just on an Upbit listing announcement.
And that just underscores how critical exchange listings are, doesn't it? For liquidity, for access.
Absolutely. It signals growing confidence. Then we saw SCI targeting a 55% rally. That's apparently due to native USDC support, making it easier to use a major stablecoin on their network.
Right, easier access. And analysts are pointing to that inverse head and shoulders pattern.
Exactly, that classic chart pattern often signals a strong bullish reversal.
Statistically very bullish, yeah.
And Hyperlane, the cross-chain protocol, surged over 100%. Huge jump.
Indicating strong developer interest, I guess. These individual coin movements, they really highlight specific project developments, market integrations, like that Athena listing on Upbit that instantly opens it up to a huge Korean user base. It's those kinds of fundamental improvements, not just hype, that can trigger these big moves.
Makes sense. Okay, shifting gears a bit to broader industry news, we saw Caldera, the modular rollup platform, launch its ERA token with a community airdrop. Pretty standard Web3 playbook there.
The airdrop model. Get tokens into the hands of the community.
And Arthur Hayes, a pretty prominent voice, signaled the start of what he called a monster alt season. Markets definitely feel bullish right now.
Yeah, that's certainly the sentiment in some corners.
And a big one for accessibility. Robinhood launched Ethereum and Solana staking in the US.
That's significant. Opens up yield generation to a much wider retail audience.
It is. But on the other hand, Robinhood also got hit with a second probe over misleading crypto marketing.
Ah, right. And that's the constant tension, isn't it? Innovation versus regulation. New opportunities for users, like staking on Robinhood, are great for accessibility. But regulators are clearly watching closely. It highlights that tightrope platforms have to walk between innovation and compliance, especially with consumer protection in mind. We're definitely seeing more oversight.
Yeah, it's a balancing act. In terms of traditional finance warming up to crypto, stablecoin platform Agora raised a cool $50 round in a Series A, led by Paradigm. That's serious backing.
Very serious. Paradigm doesn't invest lightly.
And a German state lender, NRW Bank, issued a 100-year blockchain bond using Polygon.
Wow, a state lender. That signifies real integration, a growing comfort level with the tech and established systems.
Definitely. On the security side, though, still risks. Darktrace warned about social engineering scams using malware to steal crypto, a reminder to stay vigilant.
Always. Security is paramount.
And we saw a crypto scammer, Nicholas Truglia, sentenced to 12 years. He failed to pay $20 in restitution.
Justice served, hopefully.
Conversely, on the regulatory front, a bit of good news perhaps, the U.S. Treasury removed its controversial stance on DeFi from the Biden era.
Yes, that was seen by many as overly restrictive. Removing it is significant. It could signal a more, maybe nuanced and supportive regulatory path forward for DeFi, which could unlock more innovation.
Potentially. It really underscores that constant push and pull, doesn't it? Innovation, adoption, security, regulation, all intertwined.
Absolutely. That tension is always there.
Okay, let's talk about cloud mining. Some really interesting discussions happening there. Reports are suggesting new Bitcoin cloud mining solutions could be like 10 times more profitable than traditional mining.
10 times. That's a bold claim.
It is. Some are even calling it a golden age for cloud mining. Companies like Rich Miner, SCVY Mining, they're making it easier for investors to get involved. App-based cloud mining is becoming really accessible.
Democratizing mining, essentially. Lowering the barrier to entry.
Seems like it. And get this, a Japanese energy giant paid its CEO entirely in Bitcoin.
Whoa, that's a statement. Real corporate adoption, not just holding it on the balance sheet.
Exactly. This whole shift towards cloud mining, plus that kind of corporate adoption, it could really reshape how people and institutions participate in the network, right?
Yeah, it's all about access and efficiency,
Yeah.
potentially making network participation much more distributed. It's an interesting trend to watch.
For sure. And then there are these bigger picture ideas floating around, like the future of work being AI-powered, with
Yeah.
decentralization making it fair. Some even argue AI needs blockchain to reach its full potential. It's a compelling vision.
A very compelling, maybe utopian vision.
But then the counter-argument, critics pointing to decentralization theater.
Right, the idea that many projects talk decentralized, but are actually controlled by just a few entities.
Yeah. And there's also a serious discussion about whether these Bitcoin treasury companies, the ones holding loads of BTC, are they forming a new bubble? Something like the 2017 ICO boom. That's a critical question. How do we balance that optimistic vision of a decentralized AI-powered future with the, let's say, pragmatic realities of market structures right now? And those centralizing forces, it's crucial for you, the listener, to consider these different viewpoints, question the narratives. And with those treasury companies, you have to ask, is it genuine integration or just a big speculative bet?
Good questions. For anyone wanting to dive deeper into specific concepts, there's more info out there now. Stuff covering how to buy Bitcoin with cash, the whole history of China's crypto bans, and explanations of things like wrapped stiff, which is basically a tokenized version of staked ether, right? So you can use it in DeFi.
Exactly. Liquid staking derivative keeps your staked ETH working for you elsewhere.
And Cody, that payment-focused blockchain, is getting attention again for enabling faster, cheaper transactions.
Yeah, foundational tech that enables other applications.
Okay, shifting focus again. Let's look at the market outlook. Specific coins. Sui's price rally got a boost from a bullish Grayscale report. Shows the power of institutional analysis. Definitely. A nod from Grayscale carries weight.
And XRP predictions are buzzing. Talk of a potential massive breakout breaking key resistance. Some are even throwing out a $3 price target.
Bold predictions there. XRP community is always hopeful.
Always. But it's not all green. Bond crypto, it's facing potential rejection at a key resistance zone.
So the question is, breakout or correction?
That's the debate. On the brighter side, XLM, Stellar's crypto, broke out. A key DeFi metric on its network hit an all-time high.
That signals real underlying strength in the Stellar ecosystem. Utility driving price.
Seems like it. But then, caution flags too. A red alert was issued for Shiba Inu, discussions that its recent rally might be short-lived,
Meme coins, always volatile.
and Cardano spending $15 million on adoption, even a deal with FC Barcelona. Big moves.
Huge efforts. But the question investors are asking is,
When price? Exactly. When will that translate into significant price movement?
it highlights that complex interplay, doesn't it? Tech, partnerships, market sentiment, adoption.
Yeah.
Doesn't always mean immediate price jumps.
True. These predictions, they offer a glimpse into sentiment where people are looking for growth, but yeah, highly speculative.
Extremely speculative. Got to take them with a grain of salt.
Looking further out, we've got these ambitious price predictions for, like, Honest Pi Coin in 2030. Is $1,000 possible? Who knows? And July 2025 predictions for Bitcoin hitting $120,000 and where Pepe might be. Fun to discuss, but
Pure speculation mostly, but it fused the market excitement.
it does. Okay, strategic moves by companies. BIT Mining is betting big on Solana, planning a $300 million SOL treasury.
Wow, $300 million. That's a massive vote of confidence in the Solana ecosystem.
It's huge. And Floki's price is up, partly due to a Weibo Pay listing plus traction for their Valhalla metaverse game.
See? Utility and exposure driving interest.
And Coinbase partnered with Perplexity, that's interesting, unlocking real-time crypto data for traders.
That's powerful. Better tools, more informed decisions.
Yeah.
Signals a maturing market where data access is crucial.
Absolutely. Finally, just looking ahead at some events, Eric Trump is set to headline Bitcoin Asia 2025 in Hong Kong. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
generate some headlines.
And Istanbul Blockchain Week 2025 is apparently breaking records. Global Web3 leaders, even AI agents presenting.
These events are important melting pots for innovation, networking, adoption.
Yeah. And Beeple, the NFT artist, apparently spilled some crypto tea on NFTs and his future plans. Always interesting to hear from him.
For sure.
So after all of that, what does this all mean for you, our listener? We've covered a lot. Bitcoin's highs fueled by institutions, the wild role of altcoins, critical discussions on AI and crypto, decentralization's reality versus the hype, and that constant regulatory push and pull.
It really just highlights how incredibly fast this space evolves, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's this complex mix of rapid tech advances, shifting market feelings, and ongoing regulatory adaptations. A landscape that really demands continuous learning and critical thinking from all of us involved.
Definitely. And as we see traditional finance embracing blockchain more and new tech like AI integrating, it leads to a pretty compelling thought to leave you with.
Yeah, think about this. With all the talk about decentralization theater versus actual decentralized control,
Yeah.
and seeing this surge in things like cloud mining, making participation easier, alongside massive institutional adoption, how much closer are we really getting to a financial future that's universally accessible and truly decentralized for everyone? Is that where this is heading?
Something to ponder. Think about that as you continue to navigate and try to understand this ever-changing digital frontier.